The button is pushed. What's up, everybody? And we're live.
Not driving.
Not driving. Sorry, Matt. We are not driving. We are in Colorado.
That's pretty good.
Somewhere. We're about 12 miles into Colorado from Kansas. So it's kind of the same still. It's not to the cool part of Colorado, like where Matt and Chris are. Because that part is where Matt and Chris are, so that makes it cooler. We are on our way there. We will be there tomorrow. But we had to stop because we are doing this with you. So it was either keep driving and get to Colorado in 2 days without stopping, but miss this, or stop and do this and then go the rest of the way tomorrow. So
we still made it to Colorado in 2 days.
Well, that is true. We left yesterday morning and we're already here because we're kind of crazy like that, and that's how that is. Anyway, welcome to Dylan Talks Tone Live FAQ today. We use questions that we get from Patreon and from YouTube members, which are over there, and she does that. And you can also ask as many questions as you want and put them in the chat box over there, and that will also work. Put question marks in front of your question. We're going to talk about guitar stuff until 9 o'clock.
I think you have the wrong mic.
Oh, I do. There.
That might sound better.
Yeah, it probably does sound better. I'm sure it sounds better. So anyway, this is what we're doing. So hopefully that sounds better than the laptop microphone. But yeah, we're coming at you from a hotel in the middle of some cornfields. And
Literally.
So it's not as exciting as Matt wanted to make it sound. But we are here. We are doing it. The lighting is not the same. The camera is not the same. More importantly, the internet speed is not the same. So hopefully we don't have too many issues. So, yeah. And I don't really have a subject tonight.
What?
I guess my big... So...
That was an evil laugh.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about this all week because I've been listening to a bunch of his music. Because we've really been listening to a lot of music lately. More than normal.
Okay.
And especially driving out here. But I've been listening to Mammoth a lot. Mm-hmm. And I've been listening to Wolfgang Van Halen a lot. And I posted on my Facebook today that I think that Wolfgang is as good as Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
People did not like that. There were a larger amount of people who agreed with me than I would have thought, because they understood the spirit of me saying it. He is really, really good. And he's as good as his dad because he learned from his dad. He's not as innovative. But who is innovative in 2023? That's the question. Because a lot of things have already been done. Right? And actually Eddie Van Halen didn't invent the thing that everybody says he invented anyway. But anyway, so that was my little controversial statement for today. But I've been thinking about it a lot. Like, a lot of thought went into that because I've been listening to that a lot. He's really good. Anyway, that was just a little aside.
And, I mean, nobody should be an exact replica of anyone else.
No, and also, he should not have to pay, like, be looked at less because he's his son. Like, you'll never be as good as your dad, which isn't fair because it's not true.
Right.
Like, I'm better than my dad at some stuff because I put time into it and learned it and did it. It doesn't make the thing that he did any less. It's just that I went and learned it. You know, it just happens. It's the way progress happens. But he's really good. His songwriting isn't as good, but I don't know that Eddie Van Halen wrote all those songs anyway, so I don't think it really matters. But anyway, interesting thing I was thinking about.
How old is he?
Wolfgang? I don't know. How old is Wolfgang? Here. How old is Wolfgang Van Halen?
Whoa.
32.
Older than I thought. Okay.
There you go. Siri for the win.
Are you driving?
I mean, I have been driving a lot.
That's by your choice.
Well, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
did you have... Are we doing these questions?
Yeah, let's go over those questions. And then if you have questions, get them in the chat and we will get going on them.
Patrick. Good evening, Dylan and Leslie.
Good evening.
You have a safe trip and enjoy.
Thanks. We did 800 miles yesterday and we did another 600 today.
It's been good so far, except the weather last night was wild.
Oh my gosh.
Wild.
Yeah.
And we were in Missouri. But I feel like that was the trade-off because this is the first time Kansas hasn't tried to kill us.
Yep.
Our goal today was get through
Kansas. Kansas.
We weren't going to stay in Kansas. Mm-mm. We had to get through. That's why we barely made it into Colorado, because Kansas is out.
Yep. We drove the entire length of Kansas and stopped twice.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Next up, Ivan. Hopefully your trip was trouble-free. Plugged tire held up. Unfortunately, I won't attend tonight's live stream, but have fun, everyone. Yes.
Thanks,
Uneventful Ivan. Is a good trip.
Uneventful is good.
Tire has been good.
Yes. I had it fixed properly. I didn't have them plug it. They did it properly, so it's fine. Yeah. Everything's good.
You must have talked about it in your...
Probably on Tuesday when we were... yeah.
I was like, how does Ivan know?
Well, because I was super annoyed about that whole situation.
Well, there's a survey thing.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
But when we get back, I'm going to go have a fit. I don't like to do that to my guy over there, so I'm going to actually go have a conversation with him about it. I'll probably... Yeah.
Charles. Good evening, Leslie and Dylan. Thank you for spending the evening with us, even though you are traveling.
Thanks.
Yes, we were looking forward to it.
The last one is off topic, even though these are all kind of off topic. But the last one is for 9 o'clock.
Cool.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, this was literally planned the trip around. Yesterday was the long day, so today can be the shorter day. And then we were trying to figure out which time zone we were going to stop in.
That was the other thing. So coming across the country, we're like, okay, where are we going to stop so that we can do this thing? Oh, wait, that means it's in a different time zone, so we have to stop at this particular time. We had to figure it all out. And, yeah.
And, of course, there's nothing here.
No.
To eat or otherwise, so we had to go to the grocery store and figure that out.
It's like an exit with a hotel and a gas station. That's it. And a little tiny Safeway.
It was so small.
Yeah.
It reminded me of when you go to a really country town and it's like a 10-building grocery store. When you just have a hometown grocery store, but it happened to be a Safeway, but it was tiny.
Really?
It had a Starbucks in there though, which is unexpected.
That is unexpected.
Anyway.
It's
fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Rob. Hello, Leslie and Dylan. Question for Dylan and my DTT community friends. 22 months into learning to play, daily practice sessions are still 90% chords and scales, 10% songs. I wish to change that. Can you all recommend a good source of sheet music with guitar tabs? I'm overwhelmed by all the online subscription options. Safe travels and thanks.
That is an excellent question, and I don't have the answer to that. Please get in because I don't use that stuff. So please get in the comments and help him with that. What are you using? Guitartabs.com and stuff like that is good, but it's really hard because you have to filter through all the crap that's not done properly, right? So is there a good, reliable way to do that? The only ones that I have experience with is I played around a little bit with Fender Play.
I like the Positive Grid app that comes with the little amp that has all of that stuff in it, which I think is really cool. But those are the only ones I really have experience with. I don't do that a whole lot. So please get in the comments and help him with that. That would be amazing. Also, if you have questions and you use a super chat, we'll drop what we're doing and answer those right away.
Shane. Hello,
Shane?
Leslie and her dashing husband, Dylan. All right.
Pretty good.
My friend has a 2-point trim on a Squire that has cracking in the wood between the bridge pickup and the trim. He is blaming this problem on the guitar being made of poplar. Is he right in thinking this is a wood issue, or is it more of a defect in the 2-point trim design?
I don't think it's either of those things. First of all, poplar's fine. And poplar's actually not prone to split. So, you did not mention the budget range of the guitar, like what make it was or anything. Sometimes, if the wood's not cured properly before they build it, that can happen. If the guitar has been overly dried out, that can happen. That sounds either like an environmental or a wood processing problem to me. Or wood selection. So sometimes really inexpensive guitars, they'll just grab any piece of wood. You know, that's what you'll be paying for with a better guitar, is where they actually consider the quality of the piece of wood that they're using. Not for like tap testing tone wood magic, but for like the structural part of it. Like, are the grains in the right place so that when they do the routing, you're not going to have a knot in the middle of it? Is there some sort of weird anomaly when they route the bridge and drill the bridge holes that cause that to split later on in life because they position the template a little bit different? Well, it's usually CNC stuff, but even so, to select that right piece of wood so those things don't happen. That a lot of times has to do with budget of the guitar. So a really cheap Squire, for example, when you look, you won't see it so much because the bodies are usually painted, but when you look at the back of the necks, a lot of times how the grain, like it doesn't go totally straight, it'll kind of go in like a swirl like this. There will be a knot or two. There will be some kind of like wood anomalies in the back of the neck in really cheap Squires because they don't go to the time to select the wood properly for that instrument. They just grab a piece of wood because it takes time, which is money, to do all that stuff. So this might be one of those situations where if it's a real inexpensive guitar, they just didn't go to the time to do that. Or that could be, like I said, after environmental issues.
Cool.
Probably not a design problem.
All right, that was all your YouTube Patreon stuff except for that after hours one. So,
Okay.
In case folks are just listening, we asked for folks to chime in about the guitar stuff. Let's see. I grabbed more things than I thought.
Cool.
IbG says all tabs are wrong. Hat Mike says time for Rob to learn how much crappy tabs are out there and start developing his ear.
That's a thing.
Rusty Shackelford says, my first 2 years, I only learned the absolute hardest songs I could play. Once I could play most human solos, I reached the point to learn any theory. All tabs, baby, songster, or ultimate tabs are good. BC Rich 581 says Jam Play and True Fire, Jam Play / True Fire is a good learning platform.
They've approached me about a sponsorship before. I've just never done it.
Rusty Shackelford said, get a theory book once you can play pretty well. Don't practice, only learn songs, then get Guitar Theory for Dummies.
If you want to learn guitar theory, you can get on Amazon and buy. You have to search it. It's like kind of hard to find. But search guitar theory book, and the title is playing by the rules. My dad wrote it, and it's really good. And actually, there's some people in the comments that have bought it and used it. He teaches guitar theory, kind of 101 from the beginning, and it teaches you all of your chord structures, key structures, circle of fifths, all those things. And what's really fun about that, for those of you that are trying to learn by ear, like Hat Mike mentioned, it was Hat Mike, right? Is once you understand like the circle of fifths and you understand
Hat Mike was the one that said he should listen.
yes,
Oh, okay.
key structures, then it's a lot easier to learn by ear, because the circle of fifths thing's important. Because if you know the root chord of the song and then you understand chord structure and arrangement structure, then it's easier to figure out the other chords in the song once you figure out that root key. So everybody's kind of right here. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. I personally I don't even read tabs.
I don't even know what that means.
I'll show you later.
Okay.
It's like a dummy version of, it's not sheet music, but it's like a visual representation of the neck and where you put your fingers for each thing, but then it travels down like a music staff, but it's not.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's so you can learn what notes to play in a song or what chords to play in a song without having to
Read music.
Yeah. I never actually did that because I learned from my dad the whole chord structure thing. So if you ever see me sitting around on the couch, like last week when I was sitting around the couch playing songs that I'd never played before, I was finding the root chord of the key. I understand the key structure, and then 5 minutes later, I know what the song... Because all songs are pretty... At least the chord structure and key structure is usually pretty basic. Unless you're talking about, like, Steely Dan or somebody whack. But, a lot of times it's, really pretty simple. But you have to understand that theory and song structure. And he teaches that really well. Yep.
All right. You want some questions or
Let's do it, yeah.
comments? It's kind of a mixture.
Let's just go through them all. I mean, yeah, mix it up. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, it mixes it up itself.
Yeah.
Marcia Murray said, I did my first setup that involved taking the neck off. Got a cereal box shim and all.
Nice. Excellent.
Rusty Shackelford asks, what do you suggest for a hum-hum Strat where the pickups balance well together as well as work well in their respective positions and in coil split scenarios? Not center punch, please.
Not center punch. Huh. I wonder why.
I don't know.
Super 8. I would go with Super 8 in that situation. Because the DAF, which...
I wonder why it's not center punch, Rusty.
Yeah, I want to know if you don't like them or you just want something different. Do you already have them, or is it something you don't like? I'm genuinely curious. If you don't like them, tell me. I want to know why. Because we're always trying to tweak and learn, I would go Super 8 in that situation. That's my favorite. Those are my favorite pickups right now. Favorite humbuckers.
Chewy 153 QT or Chewy 153 quart. I don't know. People say to use your ears when adjusting pickup height, but what if your ears aren't educated? Should I use the suggested pickup heights given by other sources?
You can. So let's talk about that. Let's educate your ears. That's the easier way. You could do 2 dimes and a nickel in America. That's like 4 millimeters for non-American money people or people who never have change around like me. It's like 4 millimeters, something like that. But here's what I do. And this isn't complicated. Just fret the last note on the neck, on the fretboard, and then adjust your neck pickup so that the string doesn't rattle against it. Like, give it some space. Like, give it that, I don't know, maybe like 1/8 of an inch or something, a little bit more. And then when you let your finger off, it'll be about that 3 to 4 millimeters. 2 2 times in a nickel. Do that on the neck position. And then just flip the pickups back and forth until you like how it sounds. If your ears are not educated as to what frequencies you're looking for, because that can change that, just go for loudness. Start with understanding how loud, to start to educate your ears, start with loudness. Just be like, okay, when I'm on the neck position, it's louder than the bridge. Okay, I need to raise the bridge up, and then maybe I need to lower the neck just a little bit to balance out the volume. Start there. Once you really understand the loudness of it, because that's a pretty easy thing to pick up, right? Like, which one's louder? Just adjust them so that they're the same loudness. Then, once you know that, measure that and write that measurement down from your strings. That way you have that documented. Then to further educate your ear, play around a little more. Lower your neck one and what changes to your ear, because this could be different for me than for you, because we have different ears. Lower the neck one and be like, am I getting more highs as I lower it? Does it sound kind of more like an acoustic guitar? Or does it just get weaker? And just write those things down on a notepad. But you already measured it, and you measured the adjustment that you already had, so then you could just put it back there and it won't mess you up. And then do that with the bridge one. Lower it, kind of listen to how it changes a little bit, and just educate your ears just by playing around with it. Because you're not going to ruin anything, because then you can go back to that measurement that you liked before just based on loudness. That's what I would do. Instead of giving you some Band-Aid, this is how everybody does it, so this is how you should do it, or this is what it says on the internet, use that as a baseline, and then just play around and educate your ears if they're not educated yet. I think that's cool.
So Rusty Shackelford said, I like the center punch, but I already have one, and it's more of an all-around pickup in my opinion, and I'm looking for a more honed sound. No offense, but easiest way to put it is jack of all trades, master on none.
Yep.
And he said, I really do like all your pickups I just can't think of how to express it.
I'd give that Super 8 a shot then. I get exactly why you're saying that, which is kind of what that pickup is supposed to be. Yep.
We were talking about, I think this is when you were talking about Wolfgang, and we were talking about replicas.
Oh, yeah.
Ibg says, I woke up one morning and someone had replaced everything in my room with an exact replica.
That is a Stephen Wright joke.
I don't know who that is.
You do. He's the one that talks super monotone. He's like, I went out to my car today. He's got really messy hair. He's from Boston. Super funny. I'll show you later. You'll know exactly who. Yeah, that's a Stephen Wright joke.
BC Rich 581 says, it's not fair, but it does happen. Jaco Pastorius boys, Felix and Julius, are always compared to their father if it isn't as public, because we're talking jazz musicians.
Exactly. Yep. No, that's exactly right.
Windsurf Maui says, isn't there a really scary movie that starts with a couple checking into a motel in the middle of a cornfield? I bet there's more than one.
There's probably more than one.
Yeah. What's so scary about cornfield?
But here's what I know.
Are you scared of cornfield?
That if something scary happens, I'm not going to run into the cornfield on purpose. In all scary movies, it's like the stupid Progressive commercial or whatever. They're all like, oh no, something scary's happening. Let's run to where all the chainsaws are hanging. Like, that's what happens. So we're not going to run, and we're obviously not going to hang out at the truck stop next door at 3 o'clock in the morning asking for rides or anything like that. You just have to be smart.
I can't see any crop circles or...
No, there's no...
I do see
Led Zeppelin logos or anything.
Which is really cool, because you could just see like the top halves of them.
Oh, yeah. The windmills.
Yeah. The only scary movie, I saw it when I was really young, which makes it more scary. I don't like being in a cornfield because Children of the Corn.
Oh.
But, yeah, there's probably lots of scary movies with...
I don't know that I ever spent much time in a cornfield.
Middle of nowhere. I mean, so where my parents' house is, that whole neighborhood was a cornfield. Mm-hmm. Like, we had lots of farms when I was a kid before it turned all into houses.
Yep.
So there was just corn everywhere.
There you go.
It'll also rip you apart. People act like you can just run through corn.
Oh, no. It's like paper cuts.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like paper cuts. Yeah.
Rusty Shackelford says, if you ever travel as far as Vegas on the road, don't stay at the Clown Motel.
I could tell you a couple other places not to stay in Vegas.
PJL626, does anyone know a diagram to install an expander switch via push-pull pot a la G&L S500 to traditional Strat wiring?
So what I would do with that is I would actually Google the GNL circuit because it is out there and figure out what knob you're going to put it on. And I think it pretty much functions separately from the rest of the circuit except for where it hooks up to the pickup that it's going to affect, the two pickups that it's going to. So another expander circuit that might be a little simpler is the RevStar circuit. That also is very similar but different. And all it is a push-pull with two caps on it. But all you have to do is figure out what's happening on that one pot and then figure out how it adds to the rest of the circuit. Don't overthink that. You don't need to rewire your entire guitar. That's like an add-on. You just got to figure out where you're going to put it.
Are these jokes like from whatever you were just talking about? So Marcia Murray said, I poured spot remover on my dog. Now he gone.
Yep.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then there's another one. Daryl
Yeah.
P says, I put instant coffee in the microwave and I almost went back in time.
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, why are they saying these things? Like,
Because they're saying a bunch of Stephen Wright jokes.
I had no idea. I was like, where is this
Oh my God,
coming
he's
from?
so funny. He's so funny. But what's funny about it is it's not nearly as funny when other people tell those jokes because it's his delivery and it's like Mitch Hedberg,
like him,
the way
yeah.
he delivers it makes it funny.
Yeah.
Stephen Wright is the same way.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably would like it then.
Oh, he's hilarious. Yeah, definitely you would like it.
Rob F says, that's what I call our kids and grandkids when they're all together, the children of the corn.
That's awesome.
Tim Scarrow says, where
Tim.
are you in Colorado? I used to live in that corner.
We are on 70. I don't like to give it up too much, but we're on 70 in the middle of a cornfield just over the border.
Cornfield.
Yep.
Uh,
We're about 120 miles from Denver right now.
Rusty Shackelford said, I drove the entire length of Kansas from Colorado after midnight once. Not one light anywhere and only one gas station until Wichita. I believe that.
Dude, for real.
Where were we that time? So where's the place that has, is it windmills? But we went through at night and it was just
It looked
weird
like aliens.
light. Where was
because they
that?
blink.
Yeah.
They blink on the horizon.
But they looked like they were on the ground. Like it was a really weird.
It was Kansas.
Was it? No.
Maybe. No, maybe it was Iowa. I don't know.
You remember what I'm talking about?
We've been in all the states. With
Because,
windmills.
so that was a weird thing. And remember one time, somewhere has like this thing that collects the sun. Remember that big beam thing? And it like looks like something in a movie?
Yeah,
like
that
we've seen some
is
wild things.
Southern California on the way to California,
Is
like
it?
outside of Needles. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, maybe it's in Utah. I don't know, but oh yeah, that's crazy too. Because it looks like you're coming up on. I shouldn't be here, and you can't look at it because it's like so bright. The entire sun is aimed at the same thing. Mm-hmm. There's a movie based on that too. I can't remember what it's called though. I can't remember which movie it is.
All right.
We're like way off topic, way early tonight.
Rusty Shackelford. So we're talking about where we were. Rusty Shackelford said, was there a Subway? No. And then he said, or Dollar General?
Nope.
No. Are we? Do they have Dollar Generals out here? I don't even know.
I mean, it's America.
BC Rich 581 says, only one gas station till Wichita is a great album title.
Yes. I'm sure there's been songs written on that highway. That is for sure.
Give 'em two says, ahoy there, Dylan and Leslie.
Ahoy.
Glad you made it through Kansas. Looking forward to meeting you on Saturday. Have a safe trip the rest of the way.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I don't know who all we're going to get to meet.
I know. Are the people going to have to wear name tags like with their YouTube thing on it?
Please, when I meet you, tell me what your YouTube name is.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can connect it all. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not going to know who anybody.
We should tell people that why we're here. So we come to Colorado 3 or 4 times a year to teach people how to wind pickups. And this week is really, really fun because we're going to build strats. And I like strats, and I like making strat pickups, and I like wiring strat pickguards. So it's going to be really fun. I'm really excited about it. On top of that, Texas Toast Guitars is having this $400 guitar building contest. Basically what it is you enter a contest. I think it costs $100 to enter it. You have a maximum of $400 that you can spend on the parts. And whoever makes the best guitar wins all of the entry money. And I think it's up to like $2,500 right now. So that is happening on Saturday. There's like an in-person judging contest for that, which we're going to on Saturday, which is going to be really fun. So that's why we're here. So I'm excited because we get to meet a lot of you. We get to see some people that we've met before that are probably in the comments right now or on their way here.
I don't even know who's going to be here.
I don't either. So I'm really excited to get to know. I think Dave's going to be here. I think Doc's going to be here. I know Brian's going to be here. There's going to be a few people that we already know, but also it sounds like, I guess, we're going to meet some new people too, which is really, really exciting to get to meet y'all in person. So, yeah, It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't know anything about who's coming this week or this weekend.
Me either.
Because it's not going to necessarily be the same crowd, right?
No, and
it's definitely not going to be.
And the other thing is, this class that Matt is doing,
Doc said, "Yep."
Cool. This class that Matt's doing that is a different format. It's the first time he's ever done this type of format. So I think it's different people too. Because they're interested in it for a different reason. Because it's a different kind of guitar building. So it's going to be really fun.
I'm interested too.
No, I know. Me too. Because we've never seen this one before. So Matt and I were talking about this. We talk about it all the time. You know, hey, is it worth it for you to come out here for these things? And, you know, and I'm like, it's not even... I don't look at it as like a financial decision to come out here. It's because we get to meet more people. It's because we get to hang out with y'all. It's a great networking time to just be with as many of you as participate in this stuff. So if you have not participated in the past, please check out TexasToastGuitars.com for their class schedule and enroll in one of them things because it's so cool. The community is so cool. And I know there's a lot of crossover, but there's a lot of that's not, and it's really, really fun. And I mean, we do this will be my 3rd time this year, I think. Yeah, I think it's my 3rd time this year, and I have I'm coming out in October too. So
Rob F said Rusty Fenders posted a video today showing his entry in the contest, a very sweet Esquire.
Oh, excellent. Very cool. Yeah, I've never met Rusty Fenders either. I get to meet him this weekend. Is Doug coming?
No, he just said it turned out to be a weekend that old friends are in town here. I almost made last-minute plans, and then he had a sad face.
Well, we're going to miss you, Doug. Haven't seen Doug in a while.
It has been a while. I feel like we were seeing him fairly regularly, and it has been a while.
Yeah. No, this is great, though. I'm really excited about it. What other questions we got in there? Guitar questions.
Stu Crombie says, Dylan, you should do a back-to-back video sounds of Super 8, DAF, Center Punch, etc. in a Les Paul.
That is a pretty tall ask because that's a lot of work. I mean, I could do it, but the problem is I don't want to take my Les Paul apart that much. So some guitars I will buy for experiments. That is not one of them. That guitar doesn't come apart all the time. But we will have opportunity to do that. coming up in the next couple of months. So maybe we will do something like that.
Doc said he thinks he'll be at the shop around noon tomorrow. He's flying out super early.
Cool. Yeah, we will probably beat you there, but we will be there. Yeah, we will.
Okay.
And we need to.
We need to beat him there.
Yeah. I would like to be there before everyone else gets there.
Okay.
Just because I have things to do.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds serious.
It doesn't. It's not serious, but it's just... Me and Matt always have, plotting and scheming to do.
Yeah. Matthew Aziani?
Mm-hmm.
What does scatterwound do?
Scatterwinding is a bit of a misnomer. Basically, there is a widely held understanding or assumption that machines put the wire onto the coils super straight, which they do. And when you do it by hand, you can control and on purpose, like scatter the wire around, which you can, but the perceived difference is definitely there, but it's not. It has to do with the entire engineering of the sound of the pickup. If I just put wire on the pickup messily, to some extent, it changes the inductance of the pickup. It changes everything. It won't sound the same. So to do it effectively, it's got to be done right. But also, it's a diminishing returns thing that interacts with a bunch of other stuff. We talked about this on Tuesday a little bit. That everything kind of interacts with each other. So, and the other thing is, people ask me all the time if my pickups are scatterwound. If you wind it by hand, which I do, they're always scatterwound because it's your human hand doing it.
As opposed to your wet hand.
As opposed to a machine like laying it on there 100% perfect. But here's the thing. All the new machines that they have now scatter can be programmed into them. So it's not necessarily the mythical end all be all, ooh, these are scatterwound so they're better than yours, sort of bragging rights that people think it is. It's one element of pickup design that you have to think about when you're doing the rest of it.
Doc says, if you need a Les Paul, I can lend you one. And then he says, I have a Texas Toast Guitar Les Paul with humbuckers and a Gibson with P90s and a Bigsby. You're welcome to either or both if you want.
I have one coming that I haven't talked about yet, so I think I'll be okay. Thank you, Doc, for offering that.
Hat Mike says, I found Dylan's father's book and linked it in the Facebook group.
Oh, dude, thank you so much. Yeah, it's not an expensive book, and it definitely, and I think it's available on PDF too, so you can, you don't have to have a book.
Let's see. All right. Robert Tucker. Question. A friend of mine wants me to build them a 5-string baritone uke. Sourcing 5-string pickups hasn't panned out. Going to build a set. What would you suggest?
It's easier to use a bladed pickup, so like a Firebird, or a bladed Strat pickup. It depends on your string spacing. If you're going to custom cut it, then it doesn't really matter. Then you can just cut. Honestly, I would just start with like a Strat style pickup, with the right amount of pull pieces in it. It depends on your string spacing. Sometimes, if it's a 5-string and it's a uke, you can take a Strat and just whack the end off and make it round, shorten it up. I have done that. kind of reworked the flat work, basically. But the easiest way to do it, especially with wacky string spacing that won't line up properly, is just use a blade. Mini humbuckers are cool. A blade strat pickup would be cool. Yeah.
Rusty Shackelford, would you ever do pickup building course outside of Texas Toast workshops?
We have talked about it. The problem is time. Because
we were going to do one this year.
And we ran out of a year.
Yep.
I mean, we're busy. It takes a lot of coordination to be able to continue to keep pickups flowing out of the shop in a timely fashion, and video content and the commitments that we have outside of work. Obviously we have lives too. And so, outside of guitar stuff. So, yeah, we just kind of ran out of a year. It's something that I would like to do, but I don't know how yet. I'm still mulling that one over.
Patrick Hardy, do you or can you make pickups for a Squier Starcaster guitar?
So that has wide range pickups in it, right? I'm working on that. That is probably going to be towards the end of the year. We're going to have wide range pickups, I'm hoping.
It's Victoria G says, I like your pinup stickers on your relict yellow double cut. I have a clear sticker of Elsa on my trim cavity. No pinup, but gay Disney princess still gives the vibe.
That's awesome.
I thought it was her sister. Is Elsa gay?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about Frozen. I know it's from Frozen, but that's all I know.
Yeah, that's post our kids.
And it's post my kids, but it is my niece's ages. And when I told them the other day, they were talking about, is there another one coming out?
Is there?
And they were asking me, like, had I seen the second one? And I was like, no. And they were like, you haven't seen it? And I was like, I never saw the first one. And they were like, like it was catastrophic.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. I just ordered those pinup stickers off of Etsy and found the closest ones that I could find to what I wanted. And then basically just decided which one I was going to fit. There's one on the back, too.
I don't know how this is a question. Maybe it makes sense to you. Brian Mills said, Dylan, the loaded pickguard you built for the Strat Proto. Oh, there's the rest of it. For this workshop, how did you wind them to sound? Like a 57 or your classic 5s?
Oh, no, not like the classic 5s. These are proprietary to this class. These have staggered pull pieces. We don't even make these. These are just for this. Yeah. 57.
Sorry, Brian. When they're broken up, sometimes it's hard to link them back together. Doc Siltonen said, alternately, you are welcome to any of my Model T guitars for testing purposes. You'll get to see a few tomorrow. Yeah, I heard on Texas Toast live stream he has 3 in.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Doug Santinello says, Dylan, did you see the all-nut Challenger with your cool DAFs, chrome with gold screens? Chris went above and beyond on this one.
No, I'm going to see some stuff tomorrow that I haven't seen yet, so.
What is all-nut Challenger? Is that a typo?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I'm going to see a bunch of stuff tomorrow. Matt texted me a few minutes ago and was like, dude, there's a bunch of stuff here you got to see. It's cool. So.
Rusty says, have you ever worn strobe glasses, like a timing light, while winding pickups?
No. I think that would give me a stroke or a headache or a not disillusion.
Stu Crombie just asked, what's the red heart on the chat? Blocks reading text. I don't control that. YouTube does that.
YouTube does that, and it's annoying. I agree, it's in the wrong spot.
So,
I don't know why they do that. I was
we
thinking
don't
about that
do
when I
that.
was watching Matt's video earlier.
Yeah, we don't do that. I
Yep.
actually can't see it. We're using a program,
Yeah.
and I can't see that at all. So, but I know what you're talking about.
We use a third-party
but
software.
we don't do that. Let's see. Jeffrey Egan said, I just ordered Dylan's dad's book on Amazon.
Excellent.
Cool. Supporting retired folks.
I appreciate that.
Doc Siltonen said, just ordered a copy of the book from Amazon. Thanks for the link.
I should probably call my dad.
He's going to be like,
He's gonna
man,
be like, "Where
I'm
did this come
popular
from?"
all of a sudden.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I don't get anything for that, but it's cool. My dad's good at what he does, so.
Leave it to Doc to tell you. He said dysphoria.
Thank you.
Sassy Cat said aneurysm, like
Yeah.
spelled it out. That is so funny. Yeah, thanks. I have to ask for a lot of phonetically things, so Sassy Cat sounded it out for me. Hitchens says, I just got a Squire Telecaster Paranormal Deluxe. It has a 3-way switch for the humbucker, but I want to change the pickup. Do I need a special pickup? Were you not listening?
Read that again. Yes, I was not listening.
I just got a Squire Telecaster Paranormal Deluxe.
Okay.
It has a 3-way switch for the humbucker, but I want to change the pickup. Do I need a special pickup?
As long as it has 4 wires, you should be fine. Like any of our stuff will have 4 wires. But it's a deluxe. If you're talking about the switch between the pickups, like the bridge and the neck, then you don't need a special pickup for that. If it switches within one pickup, then you would need a 4-wire pickup for sure. I just texted my dad. The reason I was distracted, I texted my dad and just said, hey, I was talking about your book on my live stream and a few people bought one.
Robert Tucker says you can disable the heart is in the YouTube settings when you set the stream up.
Good to know. Thank you.
Didn't know that.
No.
I also don't know. Like, what's it for? We don't even know what it's for.
I don't even know what it's for.
I wonder if you can just disable it, period. I'm all caught up, and it's 1/4
All right.
Oh, Hitchens said, sorry, Esquire Deluxe. Does that
Esquire
change?
Deluxe.
What you just
Okay,
answered?
so if it's a humbucker and it's Esquire Deluxe, it depends how it's wired. If it switches between the coils in the same humbucker, then you just need to make sure you have a 4-wire humbucker. If it switches from like a normal Esquire, then you don't need to worry about it. You can get anything.
Jay Howler says, if eddy currents occur under metal humbucker covers, do they also happen in the metal plate in a Tele bridge pickup?
Yes, but they're supposed to in a Tele bridge pickup. That is why it's there.
Super chat from Van Shank Guitars. Thank you, Van Shank Guitars, for the super chat. He just said, hi, everyone.
Cool. Well, he said, I think he said he was going to miss tonight, so maybe he didn't miss.
Oh, well, here he is.
There you go.
Good to have you. And why is it like that?
I
Why
don't
is it?
know. We could pull him down, though.
How? Just do it?
Yeah.
It's so big.
It is so big. You can grab a corner and make them smaller.
Will it change the text?
A little bit.
Yeah. That is so weird. Will
Yeah.
it save it now?
It's supposed to.
Sorry, y'all. I didn't even notice. I was like, where did it go? Okay. Sorry. Distracted. Super chat from Doug Santinello. Thank you for
Thank
the
you,
super
Doug.
chat, Doug. Doug said, that's the name Matt gave it because it's 100% walnut. I bought those limited edition pickups from you, and Chris matched them and matched the trim and tuners with chrome and gold.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. That's cool. I have not seen that guitar, so that is very cool. I will make sure if it's still here, unless he already has it. I don't know if he has it already.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to see that if it's still here.
That
Or
is
there.
cool.
We're not there yet.
Here, there.
Everywhere.
All right. Rusty, have you ever used Steinberger gearless tuners?
Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion of them?
If you're into them, use them. I think that I don't like them. I don't think. I don't know. They're like one of those inventions that's like, why did this get invented? We didn't need this. But they were always very on the cutting edge of technology that didn't need to be invented. Steinberger was always kind of like that, right? So, I don't know. I'm not a fan. They're quirky. So if you want to have one of those guitars with them on it because it's a quirky thing and you think it's cool, then that's definitely worth doing. I wouldn't use them on a build, though, if it was me.
DL, I put 1K pots in a classic vibe 70s thin-line Telecaster. It's a little too bright. Can I change the cap and cut some of the high end?
It'll mess with your taper if the cap will only do a little bit with the volume with a tone on 10. You really need to come down with your pots. If you try to put a resistor on your pots, it'll mess with the taper at the same time. It will bring the resistance down, but will also, which will cut a lot of the highs off, but it will also mess with your taper. So best thing to do would be to just change the pots.
Jay Howler, why are pickup wires coated?
Because they have to be insulated, otherwise they will short against themselves. That's actually insulation on there.
Fat Philosopher, what guitar factory would you like to tour if you were given a chance?
Gibson.
John Gabriel, I ordered a P-bass pickup from you and forgot to mention it's going in a PJ. I hardly ever used the J, so left it stock. Do I need to worry about them being out of phase?
No, in the respect that you can swap the wires on our P and be able to fix it if it's out of phase. Don't swap the wires on your J because the way those work, if you swap the wires, it might get more noisy. But you can swap the wires on ours if it's out of phase. That pickup is made and sitting on my desk because the pickup covers are on back order for those stupid things. I usually order like 50 of those at a time, and we never make them. And over the last 6 months, we had like a run on them. Like we made tons of them, and I went through covers like crazy.
And now you didn't know.
Yeah, and now they're on back order, and so yeah. So your pickup is it's made. It's just not to you yet.
Doug says he has that guitar.
Oh,
So
okay.
I guess you won't see it. Matilda Habardo, do you love Jazzmaster pickups?
If I'm listening to there's a crop duster playing right there. Yeah, see ya?
I love that.
So neat to watch. I am. When I play a Jazzmaster, I don't like them. When I listen to someone else play a Jazzmaster, I think they sound amazing. When I listen to Dinosaur Jr., I love Jazzmasters because I love Jay Mascis. And when I listen to, I don't know, a lot of that shoegazy stuff, and like there's all kinds of bands that use Jazzmasters, and I love them. And then when I get one, I'm just like, I don't even know what to do with this thing. Because it's just a different... I'm a punk rock kind of sound, so P90s are my thing. And I listen to a Jazzmaster pickup, which is completely different. And it just doesn't... I don't know. I can't make it do what I hear when I listen to someone else play it. That's my problem.
Me AP says, just started buying and selling guitars. Any advice?
Buy ones you like, and when you buy a guitar, buy it because you like it, not because you're going to make money with it. Because you don't always win those, and if you lose, you don't want to have something you don't like. So if you're going to buy to flip, only buy stuff that you really like.
It's Victoria G says, make sure the lights are on at the Gibson factory before you visit. Heard a story from someone who worked at Gibson and they didn't replace the burnt out bulbs, allegedly.
Yeah, that's probably not lately.
Vinny's World, joining late. Dylan, on Tuesday, you were talking about the shape of the coil being one of the main factors of the tone of a pickup. Mm-hmm. Without giving away too much, is this the general dimensions, or does this mean an hourglass-shaped coil will sound a certain way, or a pear-shaped coil will have a different sound? If so, what are the differences?
Great question. So what he's talking about is when you wind the pickup, you can make it like too wide on the bottom and skinny on the top, or too wide on the top and skinny on the bottom, or like an hourglass, or like bloated out in the middle. That all can matter. I would imagine that most people in most situations would not be able to hear the difference. When you really start to measure resonant peak and stuff, you can tell the difference. I like to make them as straight as possible. So, but yes, you can. But the dimension that I was talking about, are you completely distracted by a airplane?
I'm not distracted. I'm focused. It's so fun.
The shape of the coil that I was talking about is how tall it is or how short it is, which if you use the same amount of winds, when you make them shorter, they get wider and longer. You know what I mean? So the dimensions, the actual measurement dimensions, how long it is. Also the chord dimension. So like from the E to the E is a certain size spacing, right? So, and then the pickup, like when you use a 195 magnet versus a 187 magnet on a single coil, that'll make the center of the core of the pickup fatter. And if you use the same amount of winds, that moves the whole coil out or in. Like there's all kinds of fun stuff. Somebody in the comments on that video was like, I feel like you're talking about this intentionally in a confusing manner on purpose to make yourself sound smarter, so that you'll sell more pickups or whatever. And I'm like, not really. I mean, it's, to be fair, there are a million different factors to how a pickup is made, but when it really comes down to it, does it sound good or not? A lot of times I will just be like, hey, I'm going to try something. And I'll go in there and I'll try something. And I'll put it in a guitar. I'll listen to it. If I like it, then I measure it afterwards. So 90% of the time, it's not me going in there being like, okay, if I go this diameter and this direction and this blah, 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 and like get all super nerdy and then be like, this is the magic pickup to end all pickups. I don't do that. Typically, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, I'll go in there and be like, I wonder what would happen if I did this. And put it in the guitar and you go, don't like it. Cut the coil, throw it away, start again, make some adjustments. Yeah, I really like this. Okay, what did I do to get here? I really like this pickup, so what did I do? Well, I put this many winds on it. I used this wire. It's got this dimension, blah, blah, blah. I measure all the stuff afterwards and then try to duplicate it again. And if I can duplicate it again, then I'm onto something. I don't overly worry about all those specs ahead of time. And I think most people don't.
All right. Super chat from Sassy Cat. Thank you for the super chat. Are P-base pickup coils wound in the same direction or in opposite directions?
Same direction, opposite polarity, wired opposite. It's a humbucker. So it's coils are going the same direction. The finishes are hooked together. One start goes to the switch, or the pot, and one start goes and one start goes to the ground, and the magnets are flipped from each other. At least that's the way I do it.
Sir Sneaker Pimp watched session guitarist Eddie Martinez interview. I'm assuming that's how you say his name. That's a whole nother story. His main guitar has what looks like a triple-decker humbucker. Is that what it is, or just a single coil wired to it?
I don't know, but I could ask somebody. You know who Eddie Martinez is?
No.
He played the music. He played guitar on a bunch of Michael Jackson stuff. He played the guitar on all the early Run DMC stuff. And so
You might know a guy.
I know a guy who knows a guy, and I could ask him.
Cool. Let's see. All right, we're at time, but I'm gonna finish the ones I've grabbed, and that'll be it. There's 5 more. Jay Howler says, I hooked up your center punches into Seymour Duncan's triple shot pickup rings. Now I can get single coil from either side of the pickup and parallel bucket tone. They all sound badass. Nice pickup.
Thank you. That's cool. That's a neat way to do that.
Curtis Chavez, is there a noticeable sound difference in doing volume, tone versus volume and tone per pickup Gibson style?
Yes. But not enough to overthink it. If you listen to it back to back, like you would literally have to do a test video like we do, where you set it up and do it and listen to it back to back to hear it. So don't worry about it. Just do whatever controls are more convenient for you to play. Don't worry about that too much.
It's Victoria G. Purposely explaining in an overcomplicated way. Sounds like the time someone told me I use a lot of big words. Not like you're purposefully trying to lose your audience. That defeats the purpose.
Exactly. I mean, I know it's all confusing. It's confusing to me, but I wanted to dive into it because people always ask those questions. And then the real answer is, does it sound good? If it sounds good, it is good.
Doc Siltonen said specs can be very confusing. Sometimes pickups will spec out the same, but one sounds better. Consistency and repeatability are damn hard.
That is the key.
Yeah.
Consistency and repeatability. That's the key.
Jay Howler, have you ever tried using different wire gauges on each pickup in a humbucker? Results?
One of our most popular designs is done like that.
So it's good.
Mm-hmm.
The end? All right, that was all the guitar-related things.
Cool.
It is, well, if we were home, it would be 9:03.
Yeah, this is weird.
It is weird. It's very daylight outside.
It's very daylight outside, which is also part. But we had to leave the window open because this is our lighting for tonight. So
which kind of sucks.
Which does kind of suck. Yeah. So, off-topic hour. You can ask any question you want, and we will probably answer it. We might not, but we probably will. If you want to ask a guitar question after 9 o'clock, you have to use a super chat. That's how this works. If you are late and disappointed in that, show up earlier next time. We do have one question in the Patreon section.
That's right. Dawn. Off topic. Happy IPA Day, Leslie and Dylan.
I'll have to celebrate that tomorrow.
How did the SQ5 do as a road trip machine? Did it make the journey feel different than when you did it in the module?
Oh, man.
Yes.
It's funny. There's gives and takes. Having the van with us is nice because you have your own bathroom all the time and you don't eat as crappy because you can have food with you. better. We took the refrigerator out of the car too. We have a refrigerator in our car, but we took it out this time because we had so much stuff coming with us. So we've had to eat kind of worse. You eat on the road, which we don't really like to do. So that is a benefit of having the van. Huge benefit. And having your own bathroom is a huge benefit. Being able to sleep laying down, allegedly, may not be legal in your state. Check your local listings. Is really nice. But this car is so fast and so fun and so smooth.
Comfortable.
And so comfortable that we did 800 miles yesterday and only stopped for lunch and gas.
And I think we only stopped because we made ourselves. I booked a place and was like, this is where we're going.
Yeah, we probably could have gone another 200 miles last night. We could have done 1,000 yesterday.
Yeah.
Very
Which
easily.
we've done before.
We've done 1,000. We've done 1,200 mile days. Yeah, I mean, that car is so good. And it's getting 30 miles to the gallon, which the van gets 16, which 30 doesn't sound like a lot, but that car's not a Prius.
And it typically doesn't get that the way you drive.
No, when you drive around town, it gets 21. So on the highway, just cruising. Still 2-digit speeds. I mean, we're not going fast, but it's good. That car's good. Man, is it good. It's so fun. I'm so glad we have it. I love it.
It is good.
Yeah.
It did great.
Did awesome.
It's still going to be fun. We're going to take it in the mountains.
Yep. We're going to the Rocky Mountain National Park on Sunday. So that'd be kind of cool.
All right. Jason Albert said, I missed the beginning. Where are you broadcasting from tonight?
Somewhere in random Colorado.
Yes. We're in Colorado. We'll be at Texas Toast tomorrow. Morning, apparently.
Yep.
Curtis Chavez says, what's your favorite gemstone? Do you have one?
What's that purple one on your...
Amethyst?
Yeah. I like that because it's purple.
Amethyst would be mine.
I like diamonds, though.
That's fair. I do, too.
Diamonds are cool. I care more about metal. Metals are cool. So, this ring is... this ring's black diamonds and silver. And I have another one that's black diamonds and silver. This one is... Terravantium and titanium. So I like really weird metals.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I do a lot of, different stuff, more natural. But if I had to pick a gemstone, it would be amethyst. And I didn't know, we recently learned, because I have one that we recently got. I don't have it with me, but when I was shopping, it was hard to find, right? And remember I asked that one lady, why are these? And she was like, well, it's cheap and not many people want it. And I was like, that was rude, but okay. It's not really.
No.
I was like, all right.
Super chat.
John own 13.
13?
Wasn't it 11
He
before?
was at 11 for quite a while.
John.
And welcome back. We haven't seen him for a while.
John own 13 can't play anybody's.
We haven't seen him in 2 guitars.
He says, hi, folks. Sorry, no questions. Just happy to have caught you live for a change. Have a great trip. Wish I was going to Texas Toast.
Well, thanks, John.
What 2 new guitars did you get?
Long time no super chat and guitar count.
Oh, see. Okay.
Slide it down. Yeah, there you go.
No, I moved it because there was something that wouldn't come off the screen and I couldn't read. And I was like, what is it doing?
Gotcha.
Doc Silton has said, I drove my RS5 to Denver last year. It was a blast. And Doug said, yes, he liked riding in it.
Oh, yeah, I know. I want to drive that car. I want one of those.
Well, he's flying in this time, so.
Yeah, I know.
Rusty, electric dirt bikes, are they the future or blasphemous?
I don't find anything blasphemous about electric stuff. Because if you have gotten an opportunity to drive a performance biased electric anything, it's bonkers. They're so fun and fast. The only thing is they don't handle as good because they're heavier. I've not gotten to ride an electric dirt bike. It's something that I want to do. The problem there is going to be, in my opinion, weight versus, because the battery size. So weight versus range. If I'm going to go riding for 4 hours, I want my bike to last the whole time. So I don't know how that works. I'm not familiar enough with it, but I fully support that idea.
Joy just said hi, McCurchees. Hi, Joy.
Hey.
We'll see you tomorrow. Let's see. Gary Simmons says, a friend has 2 Alta electric dirt bikes. He says they are like cheating on nasty single track. That and riding stealth in the woods near homes is cool too.
Yeah, see, the quiet would be super fun.
Yeah. Doc said, rode an electric observed trials bike in Austria. The instant torque was unreal.
Seeing for a trials bike, that would be very interesting. Trials is where they like jump up on stuff. That would be very cool.
Jay Howler says, what Instapot recipe do you make all the time?
That's you.
We hardly make anything. The only thing I make in the Instapot
Black eyed peas
is, like beans and collard greens.
Yeah. We don't use the Instant Pot as much as we used to now that we're not on the road anymore. We used to use it a lot.
We don't use it as much now that we discovered an air fryer.
Yeah, we have an air fryer. We use that way more.
Stu Crombie says, I bought my missus a global knife, but in Costco they're doing a Japanese knife with etching in it. Might get that for myself. Looks good quality. Haven't seen that.
Do some research on who that actually is and make sure it is actually good quality. Some of that Costco stuff is just rebranded Cutco stuff.
It's Victoria G says, college classmate's dad was a jeweler. 2014, when chocolate diamonds were a marketing tactic to sell poor quality diamonds, she said, if your man buys you chocolate diamonds, he doesn't love you.
Yeah, I mean, what is that called? They still have a brand.
The Levion.
Yeah, that Levion stuff. They still
sell it, yeah.
Yeah, they still sell it a lot.
Curtis Chavez says, what kind of car are you in? I didn't hear.
I have an Audi SQ5, which is a 5-door smaller SUV, but it's the fast one.
Fat Philosopher said, in regards to his Patreon question, yeah, it was a Squire Affinity, so really cheap. That was the one about the wood, right?
That's probably why. That would make sense.
Sir Sneaker Pimp said, did you find the Japanese cutlery you were looking for? If so, what did you find?
I ended up not buying Japanese that day. I still want to. I still want to buy Japanese cutlery. I'm still learning about it. It's a completely different, sounds stupid to say, it's a completely different language. But the nomenclature that they use, the steels are all different. I mean, all the steels are different. And so learning what's good and I don't know, there's a whole lot to it. And so I have not. I want to still. I ended up buying stuff by Brad.
Interrupted you. Me AP, thank you for the super chat. Is there really a difference between 7.25 and 9.5 neck radius as far as shredding?
Flatter neck radius is going to help you do that better. There's not a lot of difference between 725 and 9.5 though, those specific numbers. If you're going to choose a guitar for playing really fast, you're going to go more for 14 or 16, like an Ibanez. But between the two numbers that you gave us there, there's not a lot of difference.
Also, that was their first super chat.
Oh, thanks,
So
man.
it says I should celebrate the first super chat from you. So
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you. And welcome, by the way. And not just because of your super chat. Just thank you for asking a question. And thank you for playing by the rules. Bradford. I ended up...
Ha 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 ha. Didn't you plug a book name earlier
Plug the
today?
book name.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I ended up buying Bradford knives, which actually my carry for today is a Bradford. I actually bought this the same day. Bradford 3.2. This dude right here. This company makes handmade kitchen cutlery too. And it's AEBL stainless steel. And then it's PVD coated with micarta handles. Really nice stuff. You can see it on my Instagram. I took pictures of it. I really like it. It's really good. But I still want... I want a Spyderco kitchen knife, which I might do while I'm here, because since we're here. But I really still want Japanese knives. Yep.
Jason Albert said, have you watched the new channel from Donut Media, Real Mechanic Stuff?
I have not.
Is it as funny as all the rest of Donut Media?
I know. If it's as good as the rest of Donut Media, I'm totally in.
Stu Crombie says, I'm driving my girlfriend's Mercedes 250 Sport for front-wheel drive whilst she's on holiday to look after it. The gearing changes is awful, to be honest. In sport mode, you want more higher gear, revs high and annoying and stupid.
Yeah, those 250s are funky.
Doc had to go. He said 3:15 comes early.
Yeah.
He said he had an early flight. That's real early.
Yeah.
Patrick Hardy says diamonds are not rare. It was just good marketing sell in the early 1900s.
De Beers.
Stu Crombie said different language and tongue muscle. I tried to learn Cantonese and English ways. Your tongue started to hurt.
For real, right? Totally different noises and stuff.
Daryl P said it's like the damn French. They have a different word for everything. Jason Albert said on the way to lessons tonight at the stoplight was a Charger and an Audi TT side by side. I said I won't wait long for someone to go. By the way, the Charger won.
Makes sense.
He said, I think the new channel might be better as far as being funny.
Oh, well, I'll have to check it out.
That's pretty neat. What else? What else you got?
Nothing. I'm excited about this whole being out here. I do want to go to Spyderco because we're here.
Okay. Not surprising.
And, of course, I'm building a firearm with Matt, which also sounds like its own channel, like its own show. Building a firearm with Matt. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited about that. I brought the parts that I needed to finish that, so that'll be cool. And I got a couple other parts coming still.
And we're going to...
Decided at the last minute.
Rocky Mountain National Park.
We're going to Rocky Mountain National Park on Sunday, which is sweet because we brought the proper car for that. And we'll have a hotel, so we'll be able to take all of our crap out of it. And it won't weigh 1,000,000 pounds when we're having fun. What else? And we get to see people and hang out with people. Like
we don't even know who yet.
No, and we get to see people we already know too.
Super chat from JP Collins. Thank you for the super
Thank you, JP.
chat. He says, installed some Fender Cuneife, is that the word?
Mm-hmm.
Cuneife strap pickups and position 2 and 4 are unreasonably quieter. Suggestions on what to do?
Sounds like something's out of phase. Flip the wires on the middle one. If we're talking about Strat, flip the wires on the middle one. try that.
Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah.
Patrick Hardy says, you still don't see my comment on my... No, I did not scroll back. So if you have something specific, or if you're just telling me. He says he doesn't have a tracking number on his shirt.
Oh, yeah, you won't get one. It's shipped, though.
Well, I want to get one.
It's a weird... The way it's weird. I'll check it, but it's fine. I did see it shipped.
I thought you got tracking numbers on those. Joy is still here. She says, you and Matt like firearms? Maybe.
Just a little.
Maybe.
I'm real excited about this one.
Jason Albert said, and since you're plant-based, no Rocky Mountain oysters. What is that?
No.
What is
Ask them what Rocky Mountain oysters are.
What are Rocky Mountain oysters? I feel like I'm getting set up right now.
I feel like you are.
There is a laughy face that he sent with that.
Yes.
And Jason Albert is the one that knows all the random trivia. But I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to tell me.
Mm-mm.
Alrighty. It's some kind of food, though, because it says you're not plant-based.
It's not supposed to be food.
You are
It
plant-based.
shouldn't be food.
It is people's food? Or is it a joke? You don't know? I don't know. All right. Somebody's going to tell me sometime.
There's a fine line there. It's not very fine, in my opinion.
Hog balls?
Yep.
Do they have hogs in Rocky Mountain? Or is that... It has nothing to do with Rocky
I don't think it
Mountains?
has anything to do with it.
What is it called? Rocky Mountain?
I don't know.
Hog balls? Do people eat that part of the hog? Yeah, I thought people don't waste things, huh?
I don't eat that.
You don't waste it?
No, I don't eat it. Never did, though.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Robert Tucker's, balls, pig nuts, their balls, LOL. All right, thanks, y'all. Maybe thank you. I don't know. Got set up.
Catch you out on something every week.
Wait, so who eats those?
People.
Hawkman Hawk says, I always thought they were bull's nuts.
Yeah, I thought they were bulls, too.
Oh.
Yep. You can buy them at the place with the chicken feet, probably.
Steve Rezer said, it is not food.
It's not supposed to be. It
Patrick
shouldn't.
Hardy said, well, okay, if I see someone wearing my Dylan limited edition t-shirt around Houston, it's on.
That's funny. No, you're going to get it. It'll be fine.
Van Jank Guitar says prairie oysters. Is that something different too? Never had them either. Don't plan on it either.
No.
Patrick Hardy says bull nuts. So there's a...
Yeah, I think I was thinking bull, but...
A lot of people said hog and pig, though.
It's the same thing.
A bull and a pig are not the same thing.
But it's the same thing. You shouldn't eat it.
You shouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
Yep.
Things I don't need to know.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
What else y'all got? What else we got? Nothing?
Not a whole lot. I mean, we've just been driving our brains out, so we don't really have a whole lot of extra news. Not to sound boring or anything, but...
Yeah.
And I'm tired.
I don't have anything remarkable.
Even though it's daylight out. Like, I'm beat,
It
man.
is weird.
That's the other part. I'm kind of in a weird zone. Because you're like, it's daylight.
Well, we just crossed another time zone is why.
Right.
So, well, we've been in a different time zone the last 3 days. 3 time zones in 3 days.
Yep.
Actually, 3 time zones in 2 days.
2 days. How many states now? Is it 7?
I don't know. It was 5 yesterday.
So it'll be 7 today. Colorado and Kansas added to the list.
True, yeah.
So there we go.
7 states in 2 days.
Estimated delivery date of your shirt is August 5th, 2023.
Not this weekend?
Yep.
2 days, Patrick. Stu Crombie says we all eat vegan. Potatoes, avocados, lettuce, rice. Exactly. That's what I always think when people are like, what do you eat? I'm like, everything but meat. Like, isn't that like...
Everything but meat.
What?
Yeah.
So Mackenzie asked me today. Ew. Mackenzie asked me today. She wants to start learning how to cook better and like widening widen what she cooks, and she wants to bake more. But she wants to learn how to do all of it vegan, so she can make stuff and she can cook dinner for us.
Oh, wow.
So she was like, "What's y'all's favorite dessert?" And I was like, "We're vegan, so like anything that is vegan is amazing always." And
Oreos.
and so she was like telling me what she wanted to make. I was like, "Nope, that sounds great." So apparently
Cool.
Mackenzie wants to cook for us. I'm like, I'm down.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Robert Tucker, have you noticed lower quality in copper wiring?
No. There are companies I avoid, but I have been doing it long enough that I don't worry about it as long as I get it from the vendors that I get it from. There is a vendor that I will completely avoid. I buy from them in emergencies and I regret it every time.
Every time. True story.
Yep.
Robert Wilkinson says, do a reveal video with Matt on the AR build and post it somewhere.
I will do that. It will be on our Patreon.
Daryl P says, I build AKs.
Cool.
Jason Albert said, I was told every part of a pig is edible except the oink. Also, no head cheese.
Ugh. Yeah, I will put any firearms related stuff only goes on Patreon because I don't mess around with people messing with my channel. So if you're a Patreon member, you'll see it, or a YouTube member, you'll see it. But other than that, you will not see it. I don't ever want to take the chance of YouTube screwing with my living. So.
John Own 13 can't play anybody says, ever try spray painting with metal flake paint? How badly can I mess this up?
You should practice.
Can it clog really easy, or does it?
It's not about the clogging.
It's a flow.
Yeah, it's a movement, coverage. It's a consistency of your. I always use my whole hand because I don't never spray it out of a can. I always spray it with a gun, but it's the distance from your work. It's the consistency all the way across, stopping and starting on both sides, the speed, and the overlap. But the distance from the work is really, really important because if you angle the gun this way, or push in or pull out, you'll start to get these weird stripes. Because what you're doing is you are trying to suspend shredded aluminum foil in liquid. So when you're spraying it, you want it to fall onto the work, basically. If you drive it onto the work, meaning if you're too slow or too close, and you drive it onto the work, the little flakes will fall down, and then they will lay down, and then you will see that inconsistency as you go across your work. So just if you can visualize that, you want those crystals of little aluminum foil, which is basically what it is, to fall onto the guitar, and you want them, or whatever you're doing, and to stand up. The minute you push them over by any external force, it's not good looking.
JP Collins says, congrats on the big shout out from Philip McKnight on your P90s. Word of mouth is always the best, eh?
Thank you.
Is JP Collins in Canada? Eh?
Or Michigan, or Minnesota, or North Dakota.
It's different when you just say it versus you write it.
Yeah. Did he spell it E-H?
Yeah.
Yeah, Canadian.
All right. Rusty Fender says, hey, anyone know what time the event Saturday? I saw 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
at Odyssey.
And don't show up early because they have another event before that.
3 p.m. at Odyssey.
I'm excited to see your Esquire. I heard about it.
We saw him on their live stream, right? But we've not met him.
Yeah, we've not met him in person. We've kind of crossed paths. Like, almost crossed paths, but never actually got to
JP
meet.
Collins says he's in Virginia.
Oh, well, wrong. Oops.
Whoa. That's pretty funny.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Sorry about that.
Well, awesome.
I should say sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, we need to stop.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to bed, like early.
Like right now?
Yeah, kind of. Like it's right there.
We can just close all the shades and we won't know that it's light out.
I know. I might lay in bed and watch some YouTube videos and just fall out. I'm
going to
tired.
read. I'm almost finished with my book. I almost read a whole book today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good. I listen to some podcasts.
Same. I'm
glad we're almost there because I'm kind of out of podcasts for the week. And Friday isn't a good podcast day. You don't get a whole lot of new podcasts.
Well, I thought I was going to be super behind today, but then I was like, wait, it's the end of the week. Like, there's not much new coming out. I get so many ads, like, that I have to clear out because it's like the same podcast family gives you the same, like, 3-minute intro to a new podcast, and I have to, like, clean them all up.
And you're like, oh, there's a new episode.
No,
that's a 2-minute thing to tell you about some other podcast. Yeah.
I just mark all those as played and get them out of there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Oh,
that's what you do. I'm just like, why are these all here?
That's what I was trying to ask you. Did you have an unplayed channel?
I'm just not a very good podcast manager.
We need to look at if you have an unplayed channel. It's very nice.
I am on the unplayed channel, but I do not mark the things.
But I created mine, so I don't know if we have the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I created a station.
Oh, see, I should do that. I've not done that.
Okay, anyway. All right.
Podcast management.
Van Shank Guitar says, I'm in Manitoba and the sun isn't set yet. I don't think it is here either.
Yeah, it's not set here either. It probably won't set there for a while. What does my watch say? It says,
Oh, yeah. I know I switched my thing so I could see the altitude, so I don't have the sunset now. Because we're at 4,100 feet.
Are we?
Yep.
Oh. So we're getting up there. 7:59.
Is sunset?
Yeah. What time's it now?
7:30.
Yep. So sunset will be in a little less than a half an hour. Cool. Well, thanks, y'all. You'll hear more from us. We're gonna do a bunch of live streams and stuff. Probably this weekend. We'll probably live stream from the brewery. I should have brought wireless. I should have brought lav mics. I didn't even think about it. Because it's gonna be loud in there, but we'll figure it out. I think it's gonna be fun. Thanks for hanging out.